Merry Christmas, everyone, and in today's video we're going to be covering the first tier 10 on this channel and also the very first tier 10 I got, the Object 268. And before we get into the tank itself, let me get into grinding to the tank, because there are some irregularities that you have to know. First of all, SU-85 is just tier 5, get the top gun first, then the other modules and go for the SU-100. SU-100 the same story as the 85, get the top gun first. It has a very punchy 122 with good pen. The mobility on the 100 is pretty decent. One thing to note about it is it does have one of the weakest ammo racks in the game. So make sure to run protective kit and defense system, because the SU-100 really likes to get ammo racked. The 152 is a really irregular, or I guess special instance where this is one of the few tanks in the game where you actually want to be running the stock gun. Now, you do have to keep in mind, when you're grinding the tank, what you want to do is get the engine and tracks first. After you get the engine and tracks, keep grinding the other guns, so the 122s. Don't use them, just stick with the 152, but you have to get the other guns, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck with the stock gun on the ISU, which is a tier 6 gun, and it's going to be hell. You're going to be useless in tier 8. So make sure to get the top guns on the 152, even though that you're not going to use them. When you get to the 152, use the 122 that you grinded on the SU, and then grind the BL10. Yes, the BL10 is expensive, 75,000 XP. It's the same amount as the tank itself, but it is a tier 10 gun. It's one of the best guns in tier 8, and it carries over to the 704. If you do not get the BL10, you're going to have to grind stock 704, and the stock 704 is quite literally one of the worst tier 9s in the game. When you're done with the ISU, you go to the 704, you equip the BL10 that you had from the ISU 152, and then just grind it on. What I did forget to mention about the ISU is that it's really broken. It has really good DPM, really insane pen. It has everything. It just doesn't have armor. None of them have armor except for the 268 itself. Just so you know. Now, 704, some people do like it, but in my opinion, 704 is one of the weaker tier 9s. It's not the weakest, but it's definitely not the best. The reason why is because it's sluggish, yet it has no armor. Apart from the troll side armor that you can bait out every now and then, but it's not reliable. And for some reason, it has worse DPM than the ISU 152, and the pen's a lot worse tier for tier. So just please make sure to grind 704 special game modes like Big Boss right now, because the Object 268 is the most expensive tier 10 in the game to grind in XP. Now let's get to the 268 itself. Armor-wise, it's troll, it's not the best. On flat ground, you will not get a lot of bounce. You will only get some bounces from tanks with APCR standard or medium and light tanks, especially tier 9 ones, as you can see. Using gun depression, it gets better, but still, this is standard ammo, and the only effective way to use the Object 268 is to use your gun arc and gun depression to peek around a wall or piece of cover like this. So, as you can see, if you peek around like this, your armor is a lot more effective. Now they can still hit your hatch, they can hit your lower plate. Like I said, the armor on this tank, it's not the best. It's not that reliable, but if you peek around the corner like this, it's the only way you're ever going to get bounced. Now there are some situations where you're going to peek around the corner like this, where your lower plate's also going to be hidden. In that case, you can get some bounce if they don't aim properly or if they don't use Pramo. Another thing to note is the fact that one side has more gun arc than the other side. Now the side with more gun arc has 2 more degrees, and as you can see, your armor will be a lot more effective. This is also decided without the hatch and without this part. So it's kind of the only way to use the armor on this tank. That's basically, yeah, that's basically it. Now another thing is because the 268 is triangle shaped. If you get really close to the tank, obviously the armor is gonna get stronger. It's the closer you get, the more steeper it gets because it goes outwards. It's triangle shaped, as you can see, right? It goes like this. So in a face hug, if you're face hugging a tank, and especially with your big thick gun, if you face hug and gun block them, you will definitely get a pretty good amount of bounces from the average pub player that don't know what they're doing. Obviously, don't go around face hugging tanks like as if you were in a badger. Obviously, just do it if it's your only resort. But if you are face hugging tank and gun blocking, you can definitely get some bounces, even from premium shells. Now, onto the tank itself. DPM wise, it's on the lower side. It's actually, it's not good for TD. You have a 14.5 second reload. You have really high starting pen, 319 and 418 heat. It used to have the most heat pen in the game along with the YAG, but they nerfed it for some reason. I don't know why, but still 418 is plenty. And you got 97 millimeters of HE pen. So the pen is great on all shells. It's also has AP standard, luckily, not APCR. Module damage is normal, 203, that's normal for 152s. Damage itself, it has the third highest alpha damage in the game. It's 690. Got 690 on the AP, 590 on the heat, and 1000 on the HG. So that's this tank. Sometimes you just feel like a Yak Panther 100. Like this thing rolls 700, just whips out 700 rolls each time. It's really chunky. That's one of the main upsides this thing has over the other TDs. Shell velocity, it's pretty standard for the caliber. Aiming time is pretty good. The dispersion is really good. The on movement dispersion is also really good, as you can see. The accuracy is just great. It does not miss that much. It's a really accurate gun for how high the alpha damage is. Gun depression, it has 7 degrees, which is actually pretty good. It makes it really flexible. Elevation, I mean, it's normal, and like I said, the gun arc, one side has 2 degrees, 2 degrees more than the other side, but the flexibility of the gun itself is really good. Now, mobility is one of the best parts of the 268. 48 kilometers per hour, 18 reverse, so the top speed, and reverse speed is absolutely amazing. The it has literally the best terrain resistances for TD on medium terrain in tier 10. Soft terrain is also pretty decent. Hard, not as good as the others, but it's still really good either way. Power the way is also really good, as you can see. It's the third best on medium, and it's still good on the other two. And the whole traverse speed is also really good. So the 268 is a really quick tank. I would say after the nerfs, after the top speed nerf to the 263, I would say that the 268 is faster than the 263 even. So it's a very quick tank. Survivability, it only has 1800 hit points. It does not have sandbags, react, or anything like that. Fire chance, I mean, it's very high. Now, here's the main part with this tank. It has the most camera rating in tier 10, more than the 200 LT. 41.62% while still. It's absolutely diabolical amount of camera rating. If you're sitting inside of a bush with camo net, standing still, not even a bat shot or WZ light can spot you for 60 meters. You have to be proxy spotted. It's that good. This is how I would equip it, and like I said, no special consumables or no special provisions at all. Module wise, it has a fragile ammo rack. However, the ammo rack does not get hit that often, so it does not really matter. Now, up to the comparison. These are the tanks I would compare it to. One thing I do have to say about the box is there is nothing the box can do. There's nothing um the box can do that well, I mean there's nothing the 268 can do that the box can't, but there are a lot of things the box can do that the 268 can't. So I would say the box is still a better tank. However, the one thing the 268 has over the box is the mobility. It's a lot faster, but I would still say to grind this over the 268. Now, onto the comparison. DPM wise, it's on the lower side, not as much as the Hori and Grill. Pen wise, obviously not as much as the Hori, but has better pen than the Grill in the box. Standard pen side, it's standard pen wise, it's a bit in the middle. Like I said, alpha damage, it has the highest, third highest in the game. Margin damage the same for all 150s. Accuracy, it's has better dispersion. It has better dispersion than the box. However, it has better dispersion and on-move dispersion than the box actually. So it is slightly more accurate than the box. However, the grill and Hobry are in general more accurate, obviously, and especially since the grill gets reticle calibration. Gun depression, it has the most. However, the grill does get I think 8 degrees over the side. Keep that in mind. But yeah, it has the most gun depression. Like I said, mobility. It is the fastest. Not as fast as the grill, especially since the grill has gear oil. But I would say the grill and the Foch are the only TDs that are faster than the 268. And I mean, yeah, that's about it. Survivability, not as much hit points as the Hori in the box, obviously. About the same as the grill. And then, I mean, camo rating, it's really similar. The box and Hori have almost not as much as 268, but almost as much. And the grill has, as most people know, has less camo rating. But yeah, basically, I would say it's the Object 268 it's fantastic, but I would get the box first. The 268 is not as good as taking damage as the box can or the Hori. Now, as I was saying about how to use the armor, here is an example of how you should be peeking around the corner with the 268 to get us to just bleed as to not bleed as much damage as possible. So as you can see, I'm trying to use full gun arc, and I'm hugging the piece of cover really tight, and then when I back up, as you can see, I angle my rear slightly, and then I back up diagonally. That's if you notice the only part of my armor that I'm showing is extremely angled. So if they try shooting at me, they will auto bounce no matter what, unless they hit my lower plate. But that's how you want to be. That's basically how you want to be shooting in a bush and then backing up to bleed the least amount of health as possible. Now I'm also going to show you how what it looks like if you I have two ways to not do it. Here I'm going to shoot again. This time, as you can see, I turn sideways and then I back up. Now the issue is, yes, you will get out of line of fight quicker if you do it this way. However, as you can see, my armor is now extremely weak. So if they decide to shoot at me, I'm not going to get any bounces. They will pen me no matter what. And my track wheel is also exposed, so I can get tracked, I can get locked down. Even though I'm in cover a lot quicker, you will bleed a lot more this way if they decide to shoot at you. Now I'm going to show you the third and the last one is where it's the opposite, where I'm the opposite where um I'm showing my armor, but I'm not getting out of the way. So as you can see, I'm backing up, and then I go behind cover. Now the issue with this way is yes, you are showing your armor in an effective way. But the issue is the 268's armor is just not that reliable. If if you back up this way, you're giving the enemy way too much time to aim in on your weak spots and pen you. You are giving them way too much time. Um, this is it. It's just not how you're supposed to be doing it. So please, whenever you're peeking around the corner in this tank, back up like the first one, like I showed you. That's the perfect way to do it. Oh, this is gonna be the first game. This game's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty easy steamroll. I'm gonna be playing the two succeed really aggressively now. I'll tell you why. Looking at their lineup, they have two mediums, three tank destroyers, and two heavies. I'm just gonna use my mobility and amazing camera rating to just get to this side of the map and see if I can hit the mediums or tank destroyers. Now, our 62A isn't. No one's getting spotted at medium side, so I'm just gonna be driving. I'm gonna see if there's someone in mid. The reason why I'm not pushing up immediately is because there could be two 1A3s in the bush in front of me. So I'm just gonna wait for my T62A to drive up, and if he spots anything, I'll get a shell into one of them. Now I see two of the TDs are spotted at the other side of the map, which means that it allows me to play a bit more aggressive. Now, funnily enough, they're 140s camping. Now I aim for the ammo rack, put on my adrenaline for marginal damage. Unfortunately, I do damage it, but I don't blow it up. Luckily, their team has no idea what they're doing, and all of them are just camping, so I'm just gonna drive up, got the 140, and aiming in HE, boom, 1082. That's just an amazing example of the 268's bombing capabilities with mobility and HE. Now, you're gonna see something insane here. The T62A is right in front of me. I want to get in another shell because I'm already reloaded by now. Now just watch what happens and see if you notice anything out of the ordinary. As you can see, the 62A is not shooting. It's not shooting at me. You may wonder why. Now the reason why I'm not shooting immediately right now is because I'm kind of waiting on him to turn his tank, because I know if he turns his tank and shows me his flat side, I can HC him. Which is why you're seeing me not shoot immediately. But as you can see, he's staying right at me, but he's not shooting me. Well, it's because I wasn't spotted. I was literally right in front of him, but I wasn't spotted because of the bush. That's just how insane the 268's camera rating is. It's that diabolical. If you're peeking behind a bush and the player is not in proxy range, you will not get spotted. This is the magnitude of camera rating the 268 is at, and it hit for 700. So it's just what makes this tank so special. I mean, the box, the 113 GFD, the Hori, they can also do it, but their issue with those is they have slightly less camo, but they're taller, so they're just not as not nearly as good as the 268. Now, I'm gonna ignore the 628 because I don't want to waste my high alpha on him. Now, I tried HCing the concept, but it didn't work. As you can see, I did make a mistake in backing up, like I showed earlier. I took the fastest way to back up instead of showing my armor properly. I'm trying to peek around the corner using my gun arc, but he just snaps it. The concept has APCR standard, so he has a hard time penning me. He's still just brain dead. I could have HC'd the back of his turret. The reason why I didn't is because I thought he was going to be facing me, but instead he was facing the 1v3. Now I tried to HC, but he's just going to be one shot to AP anyways, and that's the end of the game. It's pretty easy game. All I did is I just used my my medium tank teammates to spot for me. and I'm using his tank to seek the attention. That way the enemy doesn't look at me, and I just bleed them out. That's basically what you want to do in a 268. You want your teammates to spot for you. You want the enemies to look at your teammates and not at you, and then when they shoot, you drive over and shoot them. On to the second game. We're on Himmelsdorf. They have 3 heavy tanks, 1 medium tank, 1 light tank, and 2 tank destroyers. Now they have a shared they have a shared and an E50, which means okay, it just basically means I can play really aggressively if I want. Sheridan has APCR standard and has the worst standard pen in tier 10. So if I peek around the corners correctly, he's gonna have a hard time penning me. And the E50 is just a tier 9, so that's not a threat. I'm just gonna peek around the corner like here, like I showed, and he bounced me. Unfortunately, my shot did not end up hitting him. The Cobra is just gonna push up and he misses. Amazing shot from the Cobra. I'm gonna aim in on one of the Sheridan's HE weak spots, aim in carefully, and boom. Insane nuke. 12-21. That's just what the 268 can do. Because you're so fast, you could just get up into the medium flank, drive aggressively, and if a medium or a light tank tries to run away, you just do that to them. The 268 is just amazing at making situations like that happen. Now, fortunately, the E50 is AFK, so that's just a free farm for me. I'm hesitating. Do I leave the E50 alone? I'm just not. The Cobra has bad DPM, so I just I just kill the E50 off screen. 500 hit points. Why not? We're at 2300 damage right now. I'm 4 HP. So unsurprisingly enough, our heavy tanks got steamrolled because, you guessed it, if you give one team a 50B and a 5A, and the other team a concept, a badger, and a 5A, the other team is gonna steamroll them. So our team just disintegrated. So okay, I'm just gonna be like, let me flank around, see if I can get shots into their rears. The badger standing, so I'm aiming 742. That's just an amazing showcase of the 268's accuracy and alpha damage, and the fact that I was fast enough to rotate over here. I'm waiting to reload, and I peek around the corner, using full gun arc. He's just gonna YOLO, so it doesn't matter. I try to wiggle a bit because the 268 is a triangle armor. Like I said, you cannot angle it. The only way you can use it when you're not peeking around the corner is if you're wiggling and facing them straight on. I shoot the concept and then I use the amazing 18 reverse speed. Then I try facing my front to the concept. He bounced me. Badger missed me. I back up so I can get a shot into the concept. I clear the concept. Now I'm just going to use the concept as cover so the Badger can't hit me. The Badger missed me. Unfortunately, there's still Sheridan on my rear. Now we're going to use the gun depression and an amazing standard pen of the 268 to clear the Badger. We're at 5.6k damage right now. Now, the Sheridan, like I said, worst standard pen tier 10 and APCR. Issue is it's still a light tank. I have no clue where he is, and he just does a ballsy move. You can see me a little bit salty in chat. I say sure. He just peaks the same spot he was last spotted in, which is, I was not expecting that. I was expecting him to peek the other side because he's in a light tank, but sometimes stupidity pays off, and it paid off for him. We did 5.6k damage, 3 kills, and this is just an example of why TDs that don't have armor are not the best at getting wins. They're extremely good at getting damage, but wins not the best. I did everything I could. I pushed up to medium side as aggressively as I could, so I could clear medium side as fast as I could. But alas, to no avail. Despite the fact that I nuked the Sheridan for 1200 damage in one shot at the beginning of the game, our team still managed to throw. But that's just how it is. But this is the showcase of the Object 268. I hope you've learned.